You needed rigs after rigs, Walker on a mechanical bull, a giant 7'5" guy on stilts for eye lines, right, running around with him. I mean, it was pretty wild.
Jon, Dan, let me tell you guys, this show is phenomenal. It is so faithful to the books, but look, the actual scale of this show is incredible. The production, this is like a movie every single episode. It is, you guys knocked it out of the park. I got to ask about Walker because he's incredible in the role of Percy Jackson. He really embodies all the qualities that I always wanted from Percy Jackson. What did he bring to the role that wasn't on the page for both of you?
I think there is a confidence in him in not being the hero in every moment. There's a confidence that I think it takes to be the dummy in a scene and pull it off in a way that's still really charming. And I think we really wanted to own the idea that this is Percy's first day at work, for the most part, with two co-workers who have done this a number of times. And there's fun to be had in that. I think there's something for a character who I think has had the impact he's had because of how relatable he is. There's something relatable about being the guy who's still catching up to everybody else. And Walker's ability to make that feel organic and natural and charming, I think, was really incredible.
Now, a lot of Percy Jackson fans may remember the cinematic adventures the character went on in the 2010s. But this show, scale-wise and production-wise, like I said, is like a movie every single episode. Dan, can you talk about blending the CG and practical effects to kind of achieve this cinematic feel to every episode?
Took a lot of work. No, blending the CG and the practical. I mean, we had the best team you could imagine. I mean, partnering with ILM, the legendary ILM, made a massive difference in how to achieve this. And we had our core team, Eric Henry and Matt Robkin, who are our lead VFX team, working with them. It was a challenge. I mean, you're using the volume, which was a huge benefit for the show, also a huge learning curve because that tech has only been used for how many years. But it was a game changer for us, being able to bring a lot of these sites and a lot of these places directly to us rather than going to them. But it was also like you needed rigs after rigs, Walker on a mechanical bull, a giant 7'5" guy on stilts for eye lines, right, running around with him. I mean, it was pretty wild, and takes a lot of time to shoot. And with kids, you have 5.5 hours a day of real shooting time. So it had to be very carefully constructed.
One of the things I love about this show is that it's almost like turning a page with all of these amazing characters, but the guest stars in this are phenomenal. Let me just name a few of them. Megan Mullally, Jason Mantzoukas, Lin-Manuel Miranda, AEW's Adam Copeland, Jamie Parker Kennedy, the late Lance Reddick. How did you guys get all these amazing people and were on the show? And were they fans of the book series?
Some of them were. Some of them are parents of people who were fans of the book series. I think when you have something like this that has been so important to so many people, and I think when people start to get a sense that you're having a good time in this production, it just becomes a place that I think people are excited to come and play for a few days. And I think the way it's structured, where you can come and be with us for a few days or a week and be a god, it's a hard thing to turn down.
Absolutely. Speaking about Lance Reddick for a second, we unfortunately lost him earlier this year. Can you guys share any memories of him from the first season of him as Zeus?
It was an incredible experience with him. We miss him dearly, and I think the thing that if I look back most is his connection to the kids. Right. He just, you're showing up as Zeus, so the kids were intimidated. It's like, not only because it's Lance Reddick, but also like this character that's been built up all season of seeing him and how powerful he is. And Lance obviously brought that power, but he also brought this soulfulness. He brought this just connection to them that was pretty immediate. And I just love how he showed up and actually cared for them in this scene. And you can just tell what kind of actor he was, because he was an amazing scene partner to these kids. And even if it was only a couple days, he felt so connected to the show. And I stayed in touch with him for a lot after we shot. Actually spoke to him a couple of days before he passed. And he just was so proud of being a part of this and wanted it to be right. And I'm just I'm so honored and grateful that one of his last iconic roles will be Zeus. It's pretty awesome.
Well, look, guys, I loved Black Sails, and I know your guys' work on that is going to translate to this. I was so excited for this series when it was announced, and after watching the first 4 episodes, I was blown away.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for your time, and thank you for making this show, because it is absolutely incredible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate it.